Hey guys, so Lord here, back in with another action figure review of a figure I completely forgot I bought, not once but twice. First time when he came in, second time when he came into my house, because I got this guy over at Big and Bad Toy Store. And of course we are talking about the Super 7 Ultimate, say it with me now, King Diamond 2.0. And, yeah, kind of forgot I bought this for a long time. And then he showed up. And I was like, oh, cool. Another King Diamond figure. He's one of my idols. One of the few idols I still have left on this earth, unfortunately. Him and Keith David. So, protect them at all costs. And, kind of forgot about him again. Because, you know, when you pile of loot stuff like yours truly, because screw paying ship it cost, you tend to forget about things. And then we got the pile of loot in, and lo and behold, he was sitting right there. Not in a brown ship box like most Super 7 figures. Ironically, I guess they're doing away with that, and now they're just doing the plastic wrap, which, you know, wouldn't hurt if you cut down on the price too, if you're gonna cut back on the packaging, fellas. Okay, but with all that being said, I'm going to try and keep this review as short and sweet as possible because this figure is very similar to the King Diamond we got back in, what was it, 2021? It's been a while. That's a Stained reference. I need to whip out some more Merciful Fate and King Diamond references if we're going to continue further. Even though I like Stain. This is not a Stain video. Alright? Just want to make that clear. But, at first, King Diamond was quite some time ago, so I'm going to try and make this as short and sweet as possible, but also be as informative as possible in case you didn't buy that figure. Which I can only assume that if you're buying this one, you either bought that one or you missed out on it. So, cutting right to the chase and getting into the meat and taters of this review, this King Diamond comes with pairs of hands, whereas the other one kind of didn't. Kind of did. First of all, he's got a pair of Kung Fu grip hands, which this King Diamond does not have gloves. And up until I started getting ready for this review, I thought he did. So I'm a numbskull. And I apologize up front if I may have mixed the hands up in this review like I did with my Masterverse Faker I did a while ago. Because his hands are flesh tone, because again, he doesn't have gloves. And the bag they were in is full of flesh tone hands. What could possibly be worse for someone who's visually impaired such as myself, right? It said he's got two open style posy conjuring Satan hands. Satan! Love these. These are really cool. There's one picture of him specifically that I used to see on the Music Choice Metal channel where he's got a hand posed just like that. And it's really, and there's like fire in the background. It's freaking amazing. King Diamond is probably one of the best showmen in metal, right up there with Alice Cooper and Ronnie James Dio, the late great Ronnie James Dio, God rest his soul, because he will put on a freaking show and tell you a really good horror story in the process. It's a lot of fun. I hope to see him one day. And he does come with a pair of Dio hands, funny enough, which the first one did not have, but this appears to be the same sculpt as that, just kind of mirrored, obviously, for the other side. So I approve of this. This is cool, but it doesn't have two. It's not gloved, so I can't use it with the other one. That said, we do get his bone cross mic stand, which has the little wire. And this one feels a little less flimsy than the first one, but that's just me. I don't think the first one was that flimsy either, but just an observation. And then he does come with an alternate head. The other one came with two heads, but this one comes with one. Kind of looks the same as the other one, not gonna lie, but this is what it is. And then the piece de resistance. If you notice, he didn't come with as much interesting stuff as the other one. That's because he comes with this yellowish robe, which, unlike my Papa Emeritus 2 figures, this thing is not all beat to crap and have busted wires everywhere. It's not wired all the way, though. It actually hangs pretty well. It's wired here on the end of the sleeve. That's what you want to call it. It's wired on the inside of the sleeve on this side and this side. and then it wraps around his neck. There's a wire that wraps around his neck. That sounds bad, but trust me, it's not. And then he's got a wire going down the edges of the back main kind of cape piece. And there's some printing on the back, it seems. And I'm pretty positive that this is C. Jessum's work. He's known for doing a lot of stuff for Four Horsemen, which forgot to plug him in the Red Death review from the other day. So shout out to C. Jessum. Always putting out great work. I don't know if he did the Papa Emeritus robes, but that one wasn't so great on the second one anyways. But everything else I've gotten from him I haven't had any problems with. Actually, my Monkey King was a bit funky with some of the wiring, but that said, if you want your King Diamond on this Arthur Brown shiz, you can throw this on him. For those of you who don't know who Arthur Brown is, he is the god of hellfire! That's some crazy deep cut shiznit right there. If you know who Arthur Brown is, pipe up in the comments. I think he's also a football player. Not the right one. The singer from the 70s. Kind of looks like Alice Cooper with a goatee. And he wears a antler crown that's literally lit on fire. It's amazing. Taking a closer look at this King Diamond. We are just going to do this right here. Right now. Right here, right now. Who sings that song? I don't know. But here's the first King Diamond Super7 ever did. Let me actually focus. There we go. But here's the first one. You can see he also doesn't have the tassels on his wrists. But he does on the elbows. He also has this sick 70s style ascot thing around his neck. And he does have the bling, like this one does, but it's underneath that. But for the most part, this is the same figure, same arms, same legs, same torso. Possibly the same heads, I don't know. Can't tell because King Diamond has the face paint thing going on. And if this one's not grit in his teeth, then I would say the head sculpts on this new one are probably the same. I'd be surprised if they're any different other than the face paint. So that, and of course this one's got the cool Dracula cape. That said, I really like this new one. I like the fact he doesn't have as much stuff going on. He's got the bullet belt there. If I lift the ascot up, you might be able to see the bling underneath there. See that? He's got a couple little necklaces kind of hang right in his collar area there. He's got his tight AF leather pants, which, why can't we get a Rob Halford? They got the legs for it. He's got his cool boots. He's got his leather vest with the studs and stuff on it. Well, not really studs, they're just buttons and zippers and things, but total King Diamond. That's exactly what it looks like. I'm totally surprised this figure does not have the gloves, though. The fingerless gloves, that's a King Diamond thing, if ever. But it is what it is. He's got the bullet belt. I think I mentioned that already. But as far as articulation on this figure goes, since it's been a while, he's got a double ball peg in the head. You can look around. It's fine. Kind of hindered by everything going on, but it works. Shoulders go out to the side. I will tell you, they are tight as a mother, though. Ooh! I'm sure that made Evil Villain cringe. I didn't expect it to do that, but there you go. You could probably get him out past 90, but I'm not going to push it any more than that. Can I put... This one's a little looser. I ain't worried about this breaking, by the way, but I did not expect it to click like that. Holy cow. He's got a bicep swivel there. He's got a single elbow. That does not have that tight ratchet on it. And he does have... Does he have rotation? I thought he did. I could have sworn he had rotation in the elbow. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe he does, but it's hindered by the strap things. Yeah, it wiggles a bit. Maybe it's because it's turned. No, it doesn't really seem to want to turn. I thought he turned down there. I have to check the old one. He does have swivel and hinge wrists, though. That works okay. I'm gonna be careful with those tassel thingies. He's got an ab crunch. That leans that far forward. Really good range, but looks kind of like crap from the back. But what are you gonna do? Leans back. Doesn't look too bad from the front, though, so I guess I'll give him that. Give him a pass there. At least it only looks bad from the back. Make sure his ascot didn't get caught in there. It does have a waist cut. Appears to work a little better than the other one. I feel like my other one was a little stuck in places. He does have T-jointed hips. They do kick forward, almost 90, back down. They do kick out, but like the shoulders, they are really tight, man. He does have a thigh cut, but it's very limited. He does have a single hinged knee. Gets you about 90. He's got a swivel below the knee, and then he does have a boot cut, but I will tell you on mine, I had to heat these up to get them to move. They were stuck and pretty much frozen out of package, so I did have to heat those up to get those to move. And then he does have a hinge in the foot. Let me do the other foot. That one was working. He does have a hinge in the foot. Right there with a rocker. I think the ankles work a little better on this version than the previous one. Yeah, everything pretty much works a little better on this guy than the other one, which I would hope with a, you know, a round 2 of sorts. There he is, King Diamond, all his spooktacular glory. It's the day after Halloween. I don't care. This is my channel. It's Halloween week here. It wouldn't be Halloween without the King, man. The King is the king of not only metal now, because, again, late great Ronnie James Dio. That should be a big hint there. That he's no longer with us, I mean. But I think he's the king of metal as well, because he is awesome. And he probably influenced a lot of your favorite bands. Well, I don't pull that card like people who are fans of the Beatles and some hippie crap from the 60s. King Diamond probably is literally responsible for a lot of stuff, and you just don't know about it because nobody talks about him because he's too spooky. That said, let me check the first one here. I could have sworn he had an elbow rotation. He does. He does have an elbow rotation, so I'll have to monkey with that on this guy. Could just be the strap things. That could very well be it. What about the waist? No, the waist works fine on him. So, yeah, he does have elbow rotation, so maybe I gotta crack something loose here, but that shouldn't be too difficult. That said, this would, of course, not be one of my videos without bringing in the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulas. Right there. Or the 11 Spawn. Right there. Who is a little bigger than King Diamond, because it's Spawn. Spawn's bigger than everybody. That was a thing on this channel for the longest time. He dwarfs everybody he is pitted up against, unless it's a mega figure, of course. So, with that being said, that pretty much does it for good old King Diamond here. So we're going to move right along and wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from the fact that this is a pretty kick-butt visual for final thoughts, if you already have the original Ultimate King Diamond from the fine folks over at Super7, there's a good chance you may not need this one unless you are a die-hard King Diamond fan, such as myself. In that case, yeah, maybe you'll want to pick it up. Maybe you'll want to pass on it and wait for them to release a modern era King Diamond with the sort of suit and top hat look, which is kind of what I'm waiting for, because that's what he looked like when I got into him way back when I was still a wee lad in my middle school years playing Guitar Hero on the Nintendo Wii. Yes, that was my first exposure to King Diamond. All that and the video game Brutal Legend with Jack Black, but that's besides the point. Either way, I'm a King Diamond fan. I'll buy any Ultimate King Diamond they put out, so long as they keep doing it. I'll buy these figures till the cows come home. I really don't care. That said, I feel like the next King Diamond we should get on this body mold is the Conspiracy one. Mostly because the face paint during that era was a little different, because it had a lot of blood splatter on it and stuff. So that would be cool to see. I'd like to see one without the little tassel thingies on his arms. Just saying, they're kind of a pain in the arse. And, you know, eventually, yes, I would like that modern era top hat version. That would be pretty sweet indeed. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later!